Welcome back, my kings. Thank you so much for the support. Today, I got a different topic we're going to be discussing. Just going to be discussing how toxic this race has been, the political race for the presidency. And I'm not even speaking between the two candidates, speaking more so between races and within races. We're going to discuss in one moment. As I previously stated, this is not a political channel, so I'm going to be speaking more of the dynamics of the human aspect of this particular political race. I'm not going to be speaking on any policies, just more so of the culture significance of a race like this. What I've noticed, I'm sure you guys probably have because you can't get away from it. I will have to say by far what I've noticed, identity politics is the most dangerous of all type of politics that we can actually subscribe to. Let me give you some examples, right? So we know it's the races between Kamala, which is supposedly supposed to be a black woman, but she's Indian and Jamaican, and also Donald Trump, which is a white male. And as you can see, I know you can tell, I'm a black man.
I had no idea.
And so all I've been hearing from black counterparts is, hey, you're supposed to support the culture. You're supposed to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman, right? Your mama is black, you're black, she's black. What's the problem? Well, the problem is, again, not talking about any policies. I don't want to, we have plenty of channels you guys can, as far as policy is concerned. The danger in that is, first of all, how racist that sounds. I know it's hard for black people to understand that you can sound racist just as we like to say that white people sound racist. When Obama came out and pretty much scolded black men, trying to belittle us and say, hey, you should be voting for Kamala, and he gave his reasons why we should vote for her. The main reason is because she's black and she's a woman, and we somehow, some way that makes us sexist because we don't want a woman in power. But I'll get to that in a moment. And it seems like nobody didn't blink an eye, and we just supposed to accept it because he's Barack Obama and he's a black man, and that just should have been the end of it, right? But can you imagine? I'm sure, there's probably instances where white men are making that same argument as black people are making. But can you imagine if George Bush Jr. had came out and said, hey, white men, I need y'all to vote for Trump because he's a white man, you're a white man. You see how racist that sounds? But that's basically how the black people has been sounding. That's in the media, national media, when it comes to voting for Kamala because she's a black woman.
He ain't lying.
If white people came out and said, well, hey, if a white man came out and said you should vote for Trump because he's a white man and you should want to support your white brethren, yeah, that sounds racist. Or if you tell, so with the identity politics, so what do you go by as a white man? So I guess there's easy, you're a white man, he's a white man, boom. So all the white men should vote for Trump, right? And then I guess it's easy for black women. Okay, supposedly she's a black woman because she got the same pigmentation. She's a woman, she's black, you're a woman, you black, so boom. So those two genders and races, we got them taken care of. So what about white women and black men? So white women, so do you go by you being white? Your dad is white, your mama white. So do you vote for Trump because he's a white man and you're white? Or do you vote for Kamala Harris because you are a woman and she's a woman? Black men, do we vote for Trump because he's a man and I'm a man? Or do I vote for Kamala because she has the same pigmentation and my mom has the same pigmentation? Not factor in any policies or any of those things, just based on identity. That's how you should make your decision. Yeah, it sounds, as I'm speaking, I know how ridiculous that sounds.
Yes, it does.
And how racist that would sound. You have white people out here in the national media doing what we hear and see black leaders and stuff doing, trying to shame people that if you don't vote for her, if you're black, then you're a coon, you on the plantation, and all those derogatory words. When I'm like, black people can be some of the racist people that you can come across. Just like anybody can be racist, a black person, a white person, it don't matter what color you are, anybody can be racist. And just for the record, I know it's ironic, I've been called more derogatory things from a black person than I ever have from a white person.
That's a damn shame.
That's just the way it is. That's just a fact. I understand, what we've gone through, well, my ancestors gone through. Again, I don't want to have that history lesson, but I'm fully aware of what has gone on. But if I'm just speaking of my personal experiences, my 42 years on earth, that has been my experience. And that's why that playing that politics with identity politics is very dangerous, because it don't matter what side of the coin that you're on, you always gonna sound racist or you're gonna sound sexist.
Fact.
You can't avoid it. Either you voting for her because you're a woman, now you're sounding sexist, or you voting for somebody because of your color, now you're sounding racist, or vice versa. It's just a no-win situation as far as if we're this particular president cycle when it came to just the identity of who you're going to vote for based upon your identity. It's just dangerous, and it's been very disheartening, and it's just been very eye-opening of some of the views that you see from black people and white people, men and women, about these two candidates, specifically on the identity of gender and race. It just makes you sad, man. It just makes you sad for our nation as a whole. It makes you sad for humanity, because it's like, man, this is all that we come down to. Like, this is it.
Pretty much every miserable thing in this shitty fucking universe is fucked and has been fucked since time began.
It's just, yeah, it's been one of them things that I've always known that it exists, but when it's like blatant and when you see it in scenarios like this, it just makes you step back. And the crazy part is, let's just be honest, it really doesn't matter who. I don't know when you will see this video, so at the time of recording, we don't know who the president is yet. So you may see it prior to, or you may see it after. But guess what? Either way, more than likely, it's really not going to matter in a big overall scheme of things. Outside of, okay, there's some policies that could affect, your life, as far as, how the tax code may end up being, like if marijuana be legal, abortion, and, DEI. Like those things, yeah, like that can, whoever is the president, yeah, those things, yes, can be affected. But guess what? To be honest, about 85% of your life isn't going to change one bit. You know how I know? Because this is my sixth time, it will be my sixth time voting for a president. And guess what? In each cycle for presidency, we hear the same thing. Oh man, this is the most important presidency race of all time. Life gonna come to an end if your candidate don't win. And guess what? For all intents and purposes, we're still here in a physical sense. The world hasn't blown up, hasn't came to an end. Life goes on as it normally has. Again, I've been voting for 24 years, and I hear the same movie I see every 4 years, that, oh my God, this is the most important decision. People get all up in arms like they are now. People start losing friendships, probably just like how they do now. And for what? Let me tell you how this gonna go. Regardless of who wins, let me tell you how 85% of your life is gonna stay the same. If you hate your job before the presidency, you probably still gonna hate your job after. If you're having problems with your marriage or relationship, you probably still gonna have those same problems. If your kid's bad as hell before the presidency, afterwards they're probably gonna still be bad as hell.
My nigga.
give or take, depends on where you live. If things are very expensive in your mind, it probably still gonna feel very expensive. If you in the hood, you probably gonna still be in the hood. If you living well, you probably still gonna be living well. I mean, the vast majority of your life isn't going to change. That's what makes this so remarkable, why people get so up in arms. I'm like, 85% of your life is going to remain the same. The hood's still going to be the hood. Things doesn't change as much as you think it does. It's only 4 years. How much can a person do in 4 years to change whatever mess the previous presidency have left, if that's how you feel, if they left in the mess? Because the unfortunate truth about when we're voting for the president, 50%, basically half of the country is always going to be upset and sad. You can't make everybody happy because it's only two, we only have 2 people to vote from. I mean, I know we have some independents, but we just keep the main thing. So you have 2. You have left wing, right wing. The bird is affected, so it really doesn't matter in all honesty. But that's the system that we have, and always half of the country is going to be disappointed. And after these 4 years, we'll be right back here again with this divisiveness. But this particular cycle, like I said, is unique because we have a white man versus a black woman, and the identity politics has been in full effect. So my advice for anybody that want to listen, man, don't stress out about it, because the government can't save you. If you're in a hardship, if you're having trouble, finding a woman, finding a relationship, or or your job not paying you enough, health, you want to, get in better shape, those types of the government has nothing to do with that. You still gonna have to grind and do what you have to do in order to get what you need to get done. Regardless of who is the president, doesn't matter. If you want a better job, either you start your own business, or you try to find some skills that you can make yourself more appealing to the job market, or just find another job. You're not liking how you looking physically, hey, you know what you got to do? Got to work out, exercise, watch what you eat. I mean, we know these things. And the presidency, whoever is in the White House, has virtually nothing to do with a lot of your everyday life. So try not to stress out about it. So you guys, y'all tell me what you think. Have you experienced that whole identity, like who you're gonna, who you should vote for based upon if you're a man or you're a woman, if you black or if you white, and if you go against the grain, if you're not staying on code, have you been called a coon, and have you been called like, hey, you're brainwashed? I'm just curious to hear your thoughts and comments. And as always, kings need thrones. Until next time, peace.